Hey guys, it's a Scruffy-Looking Nerf Hoarder back again, and in this video I'm taking a look at this really cool toy. This is a remote control Deluxe BD unit from the Disney store. Let's take a look.
Videos on the Scruffy-Looking Nerf Hoarder channel are intended for audiences of 13 and above.
So if you're a fan of Jedi Fallen Order or Jedi Survivor, you'll know all about BD1. He's the really cool droid that hangs out with Cal Kestis. Now, this isn't BD1, this is a BD unit. You can see the colours are different, and on the packaging it does say BD unit. Now, Disney have released two versions of this toy. This is the one that's available on the Disney website, only on the American website, so you can't purchase it currently on the UK website. If you do want it and you're in the UK, you have to go to places like Double Box Toys and pick it up from there. But they also have the BD1 unit, which is exactly the same toy, but it's painted to look more like BD1, and that's available at Galaxy's Edge and again at Double Box Toys. So if you're interested in picking that up, that's the best places to pick this toy up. Before we open it, let's have a quick look at the packaging, and we can see it's that same design that we've seen on multiple different toys that I've reviewed over the years, and it's you can see it black with the embossed different starships and X-Wings and Death Stars all over there. Looks really, really nice. The back there has got a little bit of a write-up about the BD unit. And we can see there's the picture of the BD unit and the remote control we get. Some warnings on the bottom. And that's about it. Let's open this box and see what BD looks like outside. So here is BD out of the box, and it does come with some assembly. So there's two antennae that literally just clip onto the side of his head, either side. And once you've got those on, there he is. What you get in the box is the BD unit itself, the remote control, which is a pretty standard Galaxy's Edge remote control, and the instructions. Before we turn them on, let's take a closer look at the toy. And as we can see, there's some really nice paint details on there. Really nice with the wiring on the side. It looks pretty great, I have to say. And it's got some nice weight to it as well. The antenna that I connected, you can see they are movable. And his head you can pose around. The legs are movable, but I imagine obviously that would be part of the remote control bit. And now what's really cool is on the top, got a couple of extra panels. So if I open that one, you can see there's a panel in there, and then there's a separate panel here. So it's nice that we've got some details in there. It looks very very yellow inside, so that could probably do with a bit of paint in there. But it's nice to have some detail in there. And another thing to note is these side pieces seem to pop out as well, and they can pop back in. These aren't held on with anything apart from friction, so you will have to be a bit careful, because I can imagine these quite easily popping out randomly. Let's get that one back in. Come on, there we go. Now his legs, you can see they're on small tracks. So when this is going to be moving along, it's going to be running on these four. There we go. Alright, let's turn him on and see what he looks like. On the back is an on and off switch. So if there you go. When I turn it on, you can see the back lights up. It looks really, really cool. And this side, his eyes lighting up as well. There we go. Very, very nice. In order to use the remote control, I need to pair this remote control to this droid. And to do that, I make sure that the BD unit is turned on, and then there's a small pairing button that I hold for a few seconds until, you can see there, we get that LED flashing. And then I make sure that the remote control is turned off and hold these two buttons. And then I turn the remote control on. And there we go. He's alive. It's alive! So now I should be able to So let's find a surface to put him down, and we can see what BD looks like while he's walking around. Being cool. For some of the buttons, first of all, on the remote control, we have a forward button and a reverse button. We have a sound button. There's quite a few sounds on the droid. And then we also have a droid expression button. So every time you push that, it makes them do a little dance. We have a left and right button. And then these two buttons change the colour of his dome. You can see that, and those lights do sort of flash. So that looks quite nice. You can see you can cycle through the lights. And when you do push the droid expression button, you can see, there we go. And when you push the sound button, you can see from the back, that does change the colour of that dome as well. Very nice. Now, can you go forward and left? No. You cannot do that. It does not like that. So you can push the expression button and the dome button, and then it does seem to do a little movement. See it? Ooh. So it looks like when you push the droid expression button along with some other ones, you do get a bit of a unusual movement. Getting forward a bit more. If you push the droid expression button by itself, but if I push the droid expression button and this one, it is the same, isn't it? Oh no, yeah, you can see there's like a, yeah, there's like an extra movement there. And if I do the droid expression with the back button, yeah, he sort of swings around the other way. And push the droid expression button again with that light. There you go. So some cool movements, and yeah, pretty cool droid. In terms of scale, now the BD1 unit in Jedi Fallen Order sits on Cal's shoulder, and if I put this on my shoulder, you can see it's definitely a bit smaller, and he hasn't got that posability in his legs, so he can't sit further back and lean his head over. But I definitely think that's passable. So if you were going to a Comic-Con and you wanted to cosplay as Cal Kestis or someone with a BD unit, I think fitting that to your shoulder will actually look really good, and it doesn't look completely out of scale. So yeah, I'm quite pleased with the size of the unit itself. Couple of quick comparisons. Here he is next to the electronic Grogu I reviewed a few years ago, and you can see he's a little bit bigger, and they look very, very nice together. Here's BD next to the Lola droid from the Obi-Wan show, and again, I think they look pretty good size-wise. I like them together. I love looking at droids, and she's definitely liking it. And lastly, here he is next to Babu Frick, and size-wise, you can see they are pretty similar. This is the Babu Frick from Galaxy's Edge, and I think they look really good together as well. It's nice to have these pretty big droids next to Babu Frick. It really does complement each other really well. Bad baby! So my final thoughts on this BD unit toy, overall really positive. I think it's a great toy. It's really fun to just play around with. The remote control features are fun, the sounds are really, really great, and it's got some nice details on the actual figure itself. The only thing I don't like is the bleeding that comes from the actual toy itself. So when I say that, the light inside is so bright that you can see inside the plastic shell, and that's the only thing really that I'm not so keen on. The actual toy itself, I think it looks great. I'm not too worried that it hasn't got the articulation in the legs, because it's just going to sit on my shelf and look kind of cool. And I like the fact you can get a lot of expressions. The fact that this head is on a pivot is really, really nice, and it just looks great. And the fact that you can pick up that BD1 droid if you want as well, so there is that option out there. Or if you want a generic BD droid, or you want to pretend this is BD1 and you're one of those people that chose the crazy outfits in Jedi Fallen Order, you go for that as well. That's cool. Anyway, thanks very much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed it, and until next time, may the foam flinging force be with you. Greetings, Exalted One. As a token of my goodwill, I present to you these two videos. Both are about Star Wars weapons and will serve you well. Until next time, may the foam flinging force be with you.